You ever wondered what a scorpion's face looks like? There you go. What are you? I wish you could tell us.
Let's go have a lunch.
A tiny little walking needle. Not even big enough to be called a stick. I see his ear hole. You're worth all the mosquitoes that are biting me to get a picture of you. I think that's a gator eye over there. Was that a bird, like, getting eaten by a gator or something?
I don't know what that was.
We just heard a fight of some sort in the water. I kind of want to go look. Looks like an owl. Whoo! The birds are wild in this morning. They're trying to get their freak on, or fight on, or who knows what. And we're like, oh, what a beautiful song. And it's really probably X-rated. All these jokers were wild in last night, including Mr. Alligator here, who thrashed around after something, or something crossed this creek if it wasn't him, but I'm thinking it was him thrashing around, catching something. Wake up, Mr. Alligator. It's time to be awake. Well, it's not a super busy road. That's for sure. We went into town for a quick resupply, and we're kind of having a hard time hitchhiking back out of town. And this lady passed by in a truck, and then she turns around and comes back by, and she says, I'm fixing to help y'all out, which we really appreciated. When we got here to Alexander Springs and we were getting out of the truck, we started having a conversation with her and her husband and all. And in that conversation, we learned that she is the daughter of Kim Kane, which if you were watching the news in 1996, you might remember that case that happened, the millionaire murder. But anyway, that was just kind of wild and unexpected, but a very nice lady, and I'm so grateful that she was willing to take a chance on us. But it's just crazy the folks you meet along the way during a journey like this. No molesting the alligators. None of that. Woo! God bless it, sorry. That ran across my toes.
That was a lizard?
Yeah. We are night hiking as usual, and we've reached the Pine Castle closure area, although it is open, and apparently this area is used for training for the military, but this is what interests me. Florida trail users stay on the trail for your safety, so I'm just wondering, do we not step off trail to go to the bathroom here?
Might get blowed up.
Go to the blowing things up one way or another. We saw on Gut Hook that there is a sinkhole somewhere in this area. Oh, oh wow, it is. Huh. Here, let me go climb down here and scoop it. Wow. It's wild. It's an earthen black hole. You got a cute booty. Marty just about peed his britches. You can do it. You can do it. Overcoming fears on the Florida Trail.
God, there he is.
You did it.
Dang, I don't like those.
A song called The Palmetto Bug Blues. Somebody vandalized this sign, but we've got 1 mile until Juniper Springs. Less than a mile ago, we passed a sign that way that said we were entering the Juniper Prairie Wilderness area, and now we passed one going the opposite way that says that's the Juniper Prairie Wilderness. So that was the smallest wilderness area I've ever been through in my life. Come take a look at me. Don't bite my toes now. If we go 25 more miles from where we're at right now, by tomorrow night, then we can camp at a place that has a restaurant and beer, and it's right on the trail. It's called the 88 Store, and I've heard about it. A lot of hikers seem to enjoy stopping in there, so we want to make it there so that we can actually camp there, but we got to actually make miles. So I'm brewing us some coffee. Maybe a little extra. And we are back in again. I guess there's just a break for the Juniper Springs, because definitely have to have motorized vehicles in that area. It is 1 a.m. and we are finally getting to where we're gonna camp for the night. Better late than never. All right, home sweet home. All this sand, it's like being at the beach without the benefits of the ocean. Sometimes you gotta live on the edge, so last night we decided to camp next to a sinkhole. Seems like maybe this is a stable-ish sinkhole because they've actually built stairs where you can walk down and access the water. There's even a rug here. I feel fancy. So I'm gonna go ahead and get water because this is the last reliable source anyway until we get to that store that we're supposed to hit today. Do the limbo. Got it. Marty said, I love these trees. They look really cool. Oh wow, he blends into this leaf so well.
Yeah.
Perfect camo. Oh, reach. You're almost there. We have nearly done it. We are about 2 miles from the store. I'm hoping that they're going to be open. They don't have a number listed on Google. Well, actually I did find 2 numbers, but they're all disconnected or not in service or whatever. So just wanted to make sure that we're going to get there before they close, but it seems like they probably kind of stay open and it's Saturday, so fingers crossed. But I've also read that in the area there may be a Mexican restaurant. It's unclear, maybe it's part of that store. But regardless, if I get there and they're open, it might be literally a dream come true, because I feel like each trail I crave something. Like on the PCT, it was really Snickers, just a lot. On the AT, it was chocolate milk. On the CDT, I wanted just good salad. And for some reason, in Florida, on the Florida Trail, I really have not found a way to curb my craving for chips and salsa and sour cream. And like a lot of sour cream with just a little bit of salsa on a chip. So anyway, I'm really hoping that this store or restaurant or whatever is 2 miles away is gonna have that, because I got a hankering for it. I rechecked that comment in Gut Hook, and it appears that, if I'm mistaken, the Mexican restaurant is across the lake in another little town, I believe called Salt Springs, that we passed up and chose not to try to hitch into or walk the side trail into. So unless we get some magical offer for a ride over there, then it looks like we'll at least have some options for microwavable food at the store. And I'm still holding out that they might have some chips and salsa and sour cream.
Work, and he's talking to his boss, his colonel, and telling him, and he's like, well, tell him we'll give him a ride from the Rodman. And then the Chamber of Commerce heard, so then they were like, well, tell him we'll put him up. And so it's kind of, everybody's been trying to be a part of it, you know. So like I say, we're really trying hard to become a trail town. And
no, I mean, that's what the Florida Trail needs, is that the community. I mean, the trail is already awesome. It's just, you know, when hikers try to hitchhike, for example, people are like, oh, who are these homeless folks coming through, you know?
That's just it too, is we need better education, like identify a hiker, through hiker from a homeless person.
Trekking poles.
We see the trekking poles.
Right.
I don't even know how to feel right now or how I'm in this hotel, but it's awesome. The sign on the outside of the 88 store said that Putnam County would like to treat us to a 0 day, including accommodations, etc. And it just kind of blew my mind. I mean, I'm nobody special, you know, that deserves welcome signs as they come into town. And they said, well, why don't you just let us come pluck you from there and go ahead and put you in a room for the night, and then we can take you back out to the trail, and then if you want to, you can spend another night in town, because actually where they were wanting to put us up is right on the water, and this Holiday Inn Express just wasn't what they were thinking of. But I'm like, what? Anyway, we got to this hotel last night, and we walk in, and the sheriff comes up and greets us, and I'm just like, oh my God, we didn't shoplift anything, you know. It's just, my mind is blown that people are this kind and thoughtful. But in talking to them, Putnam County, Palatka, is very excited about being a trail town. There are people here who are backpacking enthusiasts, and they want the Florida Trail to have just that warm feeling of other trail towns, like along the Appalachian Trail, for example. And so it's so cool to me to see this trail as it's building, and more people are getting excited about it, and they want hikers to come in, and they want hikers to feel safe and welcome. This is certainly one of the warmest welcomes that I've ever received, and I'm excited that the folks in this area are so excited to have more and more hikers come through and again try to create that hiker community. It's starting to look more and more like home. Food in and food out. Somebody just had a freak out moment. He hollered and I seriously thought it was the biggest roach in the world with the way he hollered, but
I'm not even scared of snakes, but I just kicked that one in the face, and that's...
Oh my gosh, that is a big old snake. Holy crap-a-moly. You okay? You still have to go to the bathroom, or did you crap your pants?
Most of it's down my leg, I think, now.
Okay, we're leaving. Probably rotten fish. It is trail magic. Oh, don't mind if I do.
You want this?
Mm-hmm. When Kevin dropped us off at the trailhead earlier, he mentioned that we would see a boil. I haven't seen anything like this since Yellowstone. It's so cool. It's just bubbling up like a jacuzzi out of the ground. Hey there, sweet thing. Hi. Hi. Pulling into the camping area where we're gonna stay tonight. This is like living high on the hog. We're gonna have a fire ring and a picnic table, grass, shade, water. Fee area, $5.55 a night.
14 night limit.
What an odd number. Literally odd number. So we've got some really nice neighbors in this little park here. Somebody brought us some salad stuff, and then this rice and black-eyed peas with ham. Now we've also been gifted a light and a beer and a chair that I just tripped over and some fat wood to get our fire going. Oh my gosh.
Need to get onto that stuff.
Yeah.
Better.
Sweet thing. Are we gonna be able to get across?
Say if y'all look right there, there's three manatees in the log cabin. Right
Oh
there.
my gosh, I see.
They've been in here all morning.
That is awesome. That's so cool. Thank you for telling
No
us.
problem.
Wow, that's a big one.
Yeah.
We think she's pregnant. It might be a girl. I don't know, but she's big.
That is so cool. It looks like a huge sweet potato.
We call that one football because it looks like she has football.
looks like she's got
vision.
laces,
Yes,
yeah.
she does. Oh my gosh.
I'd say if you guys want, you'll probably be able to get a better view of them across on the other side right there.
Yeah, just go to that wall.
Yeah.
They look like they're getting a little closer over there.
Yeah.
And walk up into
Yep. The next place that we're looking to resupply is Keystone Heights. And from what I'm reading in Gut Hook, there is no place to stay there. They've got a place where you can resupply and a post office, which is where I will be picking up some new shoes, but they don't have any lodging options. And normally that wouldn't be a big deal, but because I have all of this camera equipment that has to be recharged and my huge backup battery bank, then I really have to find somewhere where I can charge stuff overnight. So that kind of binds us to finding a place to stay. So either we have to jump ahead to the next place that you could stay, or either backtrack to Opelika, but we'll make that decision in a few days. No trespassing, but
We're going through that gate.
but we're supposed to go through here. I'm conflicted.
Oh my God, I'm supposed to throw up.
Marty says that there's a very strong sulfur smell in the air. So I still can't smell anything, but according to Gut Hook, there is a sulfur spring. There we go. Sit right over there. Looks like a creek of Pepto. You getting eaten alive? Huge appreciation for the little wetting stuff on the wood, because the wood will get slick and this will mess you up more than it helps you without that webbing anyway.
This must be what like we were talking about the Sasquatch wood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I was a Sasquatch, this is where I would live. Right down in there. Something wanted to keep its booty dry. Can't say I blame it. I just imagine whatever it was hunched up here to deposit that looked pretty comical. I'm hoping this little fishy doesn't swim into my bottle right now. What do you think they're thinking about? Like, do you think they have thoughts, or it's just instinct? I just want to believe that they're like, at least when they eat, it tastes good or something. They're like, good. And I'm currently sticking my hand in
It's a little
poison ivy. No big deal. Yay! Yeah. Oh my gosh, even the top is screened in.
Yeah.
Oh! That is so cool. Oh gosh, I hope nobody's sleeping up there.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm out, man.
He said-
Roaches are not in our tent, and they're in shelters. And I'm out.
I have been in some kind of funk lately or something, because I just feel like blah. When I opened my eyes, I wasn't feeling hiking today, and the fact that yesterday we only did 11-ish miles and the day before 6 following a 0, that's not how I typically hike. So I've been kind of down on myself for it a little bit, but I thought really need to just enjoy things as they come. And I was like, well, I'll get pumped up when we get to mile 500, because hey, it's 500 miles. It's getting pretty close to halfway. That's exciting. You know, when you've done 500 miles of a thru hike, you really are doing something. But we got to mile 500. I didn't even feel like making the number, but we finally did. And we were sitting there taking some pictures with it. And right after we got the sticks laid out, I see this biker coming down the path, and I'm like, oh crap. She's gonna be upset because we've blocked the pathway with sticks. And anyway, thankfully she rode by and she saw us taking pictures next to it. And she said, wait a second, are y'all hikers? And so she shared with us that she is biking from San Diego all the way to St. Augustine, and she will finish at St. Augustine. She's going there tonight, gonna chill out on the beach until sunrise. She's actually already hiked the Pacific Crest Trail in 2014, and she hiked the AT in 2015 going Sobo. So more than likely our paths have already crossed one time in our lifetimes, even though we don't really remember. But then also out here, and at that moment, at mile 500, and to celebrate her, quote, summit day, reaching St. Augustine tonight, and our 500 mile marker, she broke out some bread she had and some goat cheese. And so we had that snack there and talked for literally 3 to 4 hours. So what a way to celebrate, and just to kind of have that reboost of energy. Each day that I've gotten kind of bummed out, the last several, you know, something has been there to kind of perk us up and push us along. And that's just the way the trail goes, that the trail provides. We met a lady probably a week ago or so when we were in the springs area. We just left one of the springs and we're about to start night hiking, and her name's Alita, and she just started asking us about her journey and all of that, and said, well, when you get up to the Keystone Heights area, hit me up, you know, and I'll come do some trail magic for y'all, or if you need a place to crash. And it turns out the Keystone Heights area is where I sent my shoes to. She's gonna come get us later tonight when we're done hiking for the day. What are the odds? You know, we just run into this person who was also a hiker. She's done a lot of parts of the Florida Trail, and she's like, hey, I know how it is to be a hiker, and I would love to help y'all out. So, freaking awesome.
And the shelter right before Damascus, south of there.
Okay.
These two guys walk up, and we're talking to them, and mostly there was one guy with a really long stick, and mostly I was like, this guy's a little strange. So I wasn't paying that much attention. I wasn't paying that much attention to his partner, who was Pete.
Okay.
They would, you know, break down to smaller groups or bigger groups.
So were you
know.
through hiking?
I was through hiking.
Oh my gosh,
And
that's so cool.
It was nice.
Yesterday afternoon, we got to meet Alita's husband, Pete. And apparently, they met during their through hike of the Appalachian Trail back in 1984, which, how cool is that? We're not the first hikers they've hosted, so they've got like a nice little trail angel set up, and it seems like maybe they help a few people out a year. But Alita and Pete are a very nice couple, very outdoors / backpacking oriented, and they cooked dinner for us last night. We had lasagna and some other tasty treats, and then this morning we had breakfast. Not only did they host us last night, but they've offered to put us up for a couple of days while we continue to hike north on the trail until we're more or less out of their range. It was really nice to be there with them and in a home setting, because a lot of times along the way of a through hike, you're away from home, so you don't really get that type of atmosphere. Hey, sweet boy. Yeah. Come here. So being welcomed into somebody's home as if you're a part of their family, or, you know, close friends that get to come stay with them, it's just a unique experience, and it's like a traveler to traveler type thing. And until you experience that kindness or get to return it and pay it forward, I don't think it can truly be explained. Yeah, they're terrible. Yes, they did. He's still spraying it. These nice folks just stopped and immediately handed us bug spray because we were getting torn up. Everybody always says that they hate road walking, but there are some benefits, like folks who pull over and say, hey, do you want a cold beer to drink on this hot day? So
Yes, I do.
just again, it's crazy how on the Florida Trail we haven't really expected that trail magic, trail community, because the Florida Trail isn't as well traveled as some of the other trails, but we continue to get it. We are now entering Clay County, and I hope it's half as good to us as Putnam County was.